Right now I spend my time advising for about 17 mostly early stage SMB SaaS businesses. So we're talking about SaaS businesses that have raised the seed round or raised an A round usually. And just one thing, and this was actually really common in the beginning history of PatientPop, was just not doing a really good job with attribution. So we had SDRs qualifying inbound leads, taking white paper and content downloads, qualifying inbounds from our channel partners, making outbound phone calls, and we had this big sort of, in the very beginning, blended CAC. And that's what we looked at. And it was really, really difficult for us to understand where we were being most efficient in our business. And that is, number one, a problem. And I think what we really struggled with was multi-touch attribution. So if someone comes in and downloads an inbound piece of content and then gets an outbound phone call and then goes to an event and then meets you in person and then gets a self-generated call in the office, where do you attribute that deal? And we really struggled with that. And so rather than try and figure out the sophistication of multi-touch attribution, which I think is really challenging, and I actually still to this day am not super confident that we were going to reach a really good way to do that. We just picked one and stayed consistent, which may not be the right piece of advice for every business, but we chose last touch attribution. So whatever happened last before the customer made the purchase, our sales cycle is about 9 days, so hyper fast. And by choosing that attribution, we started to be able to separate where our stuff was coming from. Inbound, channel partner, reseller, outbound, self-generation. And then we were able to start separating the efficiency of our different channels and start to make some better calls. And oftentimes when I work with companies, I see them just sort of blending all of their spend and all of their growth into one bucket and just calling it blended CAC. And to me, that just seems to be a way to not understand where to be most efficient.